go. We're good.
And I know the date. Welcome. It's July 7th. I had to think about it. Coming off of 4th of July weekend.
That's
and
right.
We have returned to the Neo Soul Cypher. And as you can see, we return with 2 out of 3.
Yes.
Because you know what happens when you give our people a little break.
Oh, really?
They decide to take extra. So that's what's happening now.
Yeah.
So it's just me and the boss. What's going on, man?
I'm good, man. I had a good 4th. Kept it local, man. Just chilling here in the D. So not much happening. Cooked up on the grill a little bit. Did that and tried to stay safe from all the shooting going around. But otherwise, it was all good. How about you?
I had a pretty good holiday. I didn't do much. I'm keeping it low key. You know how it is.
Indeed.
So I've been. But you know what I wanted to ask you? You being in Dallas now, you're not gonna become a Cowboy fan, are you?
Man, it's funny. A lot of people ask me that question all the time, and absolutely not. See, now the thing is, I'm not a native Dallasite or a native Texan. So I grew up about 20 minutes from the Meadowlands, and you know this. So
yes.
I'm a Jersey guy, born and raised, and so the Giants will forever, have my heart, as much as they break it, I must say, but not as much as the Cowboys break Cowboys fans' hearts.
It's fun to watch. Yeah.
It's a good thing to say. Now I say that, and my wife's actually from Houston, but she's a really big Dallas Cowboys fan. So we obviously have some battles here and there regarding the NFC East.
You might imagine. You must have really loved her to do that.
Yes. It shows you. There's certain things are bigger than football. Not many, but certain things are bigger than football.
Because one of the first things I ask is, who do you root for? It's the Cowboys.
It's not gonna happen, huh?
I can't deal with that, man. I can't deal with that. Music news. I don't know if you would call it music news, but Meek Mill and Travis Scott got into a fight at a party the other night.
Man, I missed that one. I did not hear about that. I heard about potentially Travis Scott and Future doing a versus, but I did not hear about Meek and Travis getting into it. Travis doesn't seem like the fighting type, frankly, but
yeah. But apparently they got into it bad, shouting and trying to get at each other for whatever reason at a party.
Interesting.
For the 4th of July. How else do you celebrate America by?
I know, by creating a little ruckus.
By having a little scrum. What else is going on in the music world?
Man, there's a lot going on. So I don't know if everyone heard, but there's a new version of Back That Thing Up that Juvenile just put out, and no, and it's related to the vaccine, and so get vaxxed up essentially, and it's actually pretty good. You got Mia X and the whole crew back together, and so that is a good thing to see, that folks are kind of using their platforms in that kind of way to get people on board with the vaccine. Because frankly, right now, the people who are getting sick are those people who decided not to get the vaccine, unfortunately.
Right.
So that is going down. We've got some news with some of our partners and stuff. And so, George Littlejohn of Purpose Music, who works with us a lot with a lot of his artists. We've got some new releases from some of his folks. Brad Marquis had a release of a new video, and Jonas, the brother that we is it Denmark we had on?
Yeah.
He's got a new release out, a new video out as well. And so we're going to be posting all that stuff. I think the Brad Marquis video is already posted on our site, but we're going to get the Jonas video up as well. Nice. So that's good stuff. I also saw that Gamble and Huff. I don't know if you know who Gamble and Huff are. Do you know?
No.
Oh, Kenny Gamble and something Huff. I can't think of his first name, but they were the originators of the Philly sound from the 60s. and the original Philly sound. And I think their record label, they just had a 50th anniversary of their record label. Nice. So definitely have to give them some shouts. They've written some of the most iconic songs, Backstabbers, a whole host of others that they've written. So yeah, it's a lot going on, and we'll hit some other things on the other side of the show. We'll touch on some other things as well. Okay, but it is good to be back. It is.
Yeah, absolutely. Back. And while I'm thinking of it, if you are in New Jersey next week, 1 week from Thursday, at the NJ Pack is the first of their outdoor music series, and it will be hosted by one of my personal favorites because I have an old soul. It is the Felix Hernandez Rhythm Review Dance Party. A week from Thursday. I will be there for that. So
nice.
Now, go to the NJ Pack a week.
For those who around the country who don't know who Felix Hernandez is or the Rhythm Review, it is an iconic part of the culture in the New York City metropolitan area, because what he has done over the years is play some of the best R&B / jazz / I guess jazz fusion type stuff that's come out over the last 50 years or so. And he plays it, and he does an incredible job. I did not realize he was still doing the show.
Oh yeah.
I did not realize he was still doing the show, because that's been going on for a minute. So it's great to hear that that's happening.
I will be there.
That is great to hear that's happening.
Very excited.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about our guest tonight.
Absolutely, man. We get to hit up some of our Texas folks here, our Houston folks in particular. It's a group called HUE.
It's about time you had a group on that's dirty. And see, this group is dirty. I listened to right before the show. I was listening, and the song "Keep On" just dirty. Yeah. It's about time, man. They very, very talented, very good stuff.
And I love their approach to it. It's like you said, it's dirty. It's got a meaning. It's got something to it, and I love the artistry as well. And so I'm really excited to have them on, and it's great to be able to kind of come back with our show with this particular group in particular. So we're excited to have them on. We're about neo soul and classic hip hop, and they got the kind of classic hip hop flavor for kind of the latest generations. So I'm excited to have a conversation with them about it. And looking forward to it.
Yeah, very excited.
Yeah. So indeed, a lot of talent. But with that said, why don't we bring in our folks, the HUE? What's up, my people?
Peace.
What's up?
Peace. How y'all doing?
Hey.
Doing good, Welcome. Man. How's H-Town treating y'all?
Hot as hell.
Hot, man. So hot.
Yeah, it's blazing. We're trying to make the music keep up with it. You can't help but bring the heat with the heat that's coming out here.
So. I feel you, man. It's funny because it's been hot up here the last few days, but honestly, for July, we've had it pretty easy. I mean, we've had it pretty easy.
Don't take this opportunity to rub it in. Don't be that guy.
So we're going to talk a lot of music. We're going to talk a lot of what y'all got going on. But before we get started, I just want to ask, how happy were you when James Harden didn't make it to the finals?
I can't even front. I felt pretty good about that. I had a little tingle. I was like, okay, CP3. He representing doing this thing. I was like, anybody but James. Look, we got PJ Tucker in the finals now. We got CP3, ex-Rockets in the final. Everybody except for King James.
Y'all speaking a different language right now.
I know some of the exotic dancers may be disappointed. James supported the community.
Yeah,
I heard here in Houston.
Yes. I hear he was a big supporter of the community, quote unquote.
Big supporter of the arts.
He supported modern dance.
Well, let's jump right into it. How did the three of you get together? Let's start with that.
Oh man,
that's a long history.
Okay, I'll jump. Me and Sav. I'm Equality. Let's do an introductions. I'm Equality.
I'm Alicia,
and I go by the name of Savvy, and we are the HUE. Yeah. So
myself and Savvy, we went to high school together and we went to college together.
Okay, which high school? Which high school?
Booker T. Washington High School for Engineering Professions, north side of Houston.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm getting to know Houston. I told y'all my wife's from Houston, so I'm trying to like put all the pieces together. North side. Okay. I feel you.
Yeah. And Alicia went to the illustrious,
the incomparable.
Yeah.
The infamous.
Yeah.
High School for Performing and Visual Arts.
Yeah, she went to the Fame High School in Houston.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Okay. Essentially, that's what it is.
Okay.
The best way to describe it.
Yeah, it's interesting because here in Dallas, that same high school is called Booker T. Washington. It's the Performing Arts School is actually called Booker T. That's where Erica Badu went actually.
Yeah.
That's
dope.
Right on. So we've been building, man, for many years, just creatively, not necessarily specifically around music. We used to be when we went to Prairie View A&M University, we did a lot of stuff, with organizing and spoken word poetry.
Sure.
Just flexing our creative muscles, man. So myself and Equality, we've been doing that for quite a bit of time. We started off with musically with a group called HISD. That's the Houston Independent Spit District. I don't know if you've ever heard of those guys. Soul District, Style District.
Yeah, it was just all hip hop.
It was straight ahead hip hop.
Rapping.
And we give y'all the short abbreviated version, but then so we started fusing more and more of the soul element into it and the jazz into it, and then within a few years ago we brought on board Trill Queen, aka Alicia, over here, and you know what I mean, just to help kind of evolve and round out our sound. You know what I mean? So we've been doing, like, she had her own musical projects as well, right? And it just seemed like it would be like a natural and perfect fit to kind of be able to kind of bring that soulful element with like a hip hop swing, hip hop swag to it as well. So it just blended perfectly, and we've been rocking ever since.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah. So
go ahead, Ray.
Now, so tell me about the different projects that you guys have had in your present group, the HUE. I just want to give folks some idea of kind of the scope of your music that's out there.
Yeah, currently, man. So what we have out right now is a project called Aurora. So that's AURORA, which means what the Southern Light, Aurora, as in Aurora Borealis. So that project is out there. We had a track featuring Ladybug Mecca from Diggable Planets. If you haven't heard of her, it's called Slick. Yeah. So we made a lot of noise and a lot of buzz with that particular track. I mean, as well as the rest of the project is, it's pretty serious. It's pretty solid as well. And, we just take our opportunities, right, to show our creativity in any type of way. We like to say that we don't create music with boundaries. So that's a project that's currently out there. But what I'm more excited about right now is a project that's on the way, that's coming out very soon. It's called Colored Only, and it's been produced entirely by Georgia Ann Muldrow. So,
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we're looking forward to that. What kind of flavor would you describe that as?
Man, it's just like what would you describe it as, Lacey?
Colored Only it's like funk, soul, hip hop. Okay. It's got some poetry elements to it. It's got some house. I think we have a house record on there. Like it's all of the best parts of the soul movement, you know what I'm saying? And then to partner with someone like Georgia Ann Muldrow, who has just this huge breadth of just knowledge of the different elements, all this creativity. So the different production, like the tracks were crazy, and we were able to go in a bunch of different spaces and still kind of stay who we are in those spaces. So it's really fun. I think some of the records y'all are gonna play are from the new for Colored Only. So y'all will get to hear a little bit of it. But it definitely has given us an opportunity to kind of stretch, just kind of stretch our limbs a little bit on this soul hip hop thing, and really lean into it, flex a little bit on them. But
nice.
I consider it a modern Negro spiritual and a complete celebration of the Black experience.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah. Oh wow!
My goodness! All right.
See, and that part is completely aside from who we are musically. That's just who we are. That's who our soul is, And so we were able to really kind of explore the context of being Black in America, from our perspective, and it's all over the whole record. It's all over the whole album.
Well, you just created like a marketing setup that is amazing. And, I'm telling you, I love what you guys just said. And I'll be honest with you, I want to make sure that we can work with you guys to help promote what you're doing, because that's exactly what we're about as well. And so we'd love to make sure that we're trumpeting, folks like yourselves and what you guys are doing. Now, with that said, you guys are from Houston, and this is an incredible hip hop tradition in Houston, and so I'd love to hear, to what extent are you connected to some of the legacy, kind of the legacy of hip hop in Houston, but also I heard you mentioned Diggable Planets as well. So tell us a little bit about kind of the Houston influence and the non-Houston influence.
Yeah, the Houston influence, a lot of it is with our accents and with our slang. Houston came up with a lot of slang that hip hop culture kind of used, our twang and how we accentuate our words. Of course, people primarily know Houston from the the slow down type screw music,
chop and screw, right?
Yeah, the chopped and screw. Yeah. And we've had elements of that in the past, integrated in our music, but we try to do it from a creative way, not the stereotypical way that everyone else takes it from. So just growing up listening to groups like the Ghetto Boys, of course, but then we also had groups like the R Squad. We got groups like Devin the Dude, where he sings. He has that soulful element to his music.
Right.
Other groups that people may not be as familiar with, like the Black Monks and groups like that. Okay. That had a futuristic type sound even from back then.
Sure.
Wow.
Yeah, Houston tends to get pigeonholed into one particular type of sound just because that was the one really famous sound.
Yeah.
But there are so many different types of individuals creating here, both past, present, and future. And I think it's really exciting to be in that number. But it's like he said, I mean, they grew up on the north side, and we won't hold that against them. But as a South Sider, but no, just being Houstonians in general, like you just have a certain type of swag, and it's in the music, it's in the way I sing, it's in the way I write, it's in the way they write, it's in the way that they flow. So it's it's just there naturally, and for us to be able to be different but similar, you know what I'm saying? So you like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're very
such as
we're very intentional about like our representation of Houston, hence our name, the HUE. Actually, that's an abbreviation and a play on HOU, Houston. Okay. You might even see my shirt is HUESTON.
Yeah, I love it.
So basically, since day one, we've been very intentional about trying to show like the full gamut, the full range and plethora of styles and artists and creativity that come out of Houston, because we are kind of known for one particular sound, you know what I mean? And so we take from that, and then we just kind of, like, I call us the crayon box, right? So you know how you have your primary colors, the 8-color crayon box. We like the 64 color, the 128 color crayon box.
The sharpener on the back.
Like that. So that's the way I look at us or whatever. So we play with all the colors in the box instead of just trying to stay right here in those primary 8 colors that people know of us. So that's where Houston comes from. It's the HUE, it's the HUE of Houston, the HUE of the HOU.
Okay. And to pave a way for younger people that are in hip hop that feel like they got to do it one way coming from Houston.
Right.
So hopefully, we're an influence on younger people that are doing the music to see that, you don't have to just follow the one pattern that Houston may be known for.
Right. Okay. I love it. Love it. That's great. Now, with that said, one of the things we always try to do, we want to make sure that we highlight your music. So we want to get into your first track that we're going to highlight, and I believe it's called Own It. And so we're going to hit that. And then we're going to talk a little bit about it. All right.
Sure.
All right.
I wanna put 100 on it, but you gon' front up on it. Space talk, sing real, that's all front up on it. Got your whole team, BFF, and your mama on it. I guess it's how you want it. Yep, I wanna put 100 on it, but you gon' front up on it. Face talk, sing, okay, let's start up on it. Got your whole team, BFF, and your mama on it. Now tell me how you want it.
People could evil on it, but you gon' front up on it. So I am chiropractic, I'm back up on it. My spinal line with the fine lotus position on it. Native American style is how I'm sitting on it. Legs crossed like a boss, so they don't really want it. Okay, let's Abraham Link navigate from a penny to a dollar, from a nigga to a scholar, banking, trapping his Impala, collar blue, holla true. But even if it's counterfeit, I doubt they would examine it. Oh, take you for granted when it's laminate. Ha, your countertops, dirty dishes and pots, screw chop the knot, hip hop or big top. How they want it, I serve it, the service of purpose and circus on my tippy toes. Aha, while you walk with the flow, with no net to catch these feelings, they feeling, I'm feeling myself. I'm just balancing goals. Send my regards, niggas. Why would be
on it, but you gon' run up on it. Face talk, sing, okay, let's start up on it. Got your whole team, BFF, and your mama on it. I guess it's how you want it. Yep, I wanna put 100 on it, but you gon' run up on it. Face talk, sing, okay, let's start up on it. Got your whole team, BFF, and your mama on it. Now tell me how you want it.
I used to be like you, used to have a point to prove. And always flexing, gotta be the loudest in the room. I gotta dominate, I'm heavy-handed every way. They laughing off the sheet, I'm crushing out the gate. Now you want me on that turn a new leaf, turn the other cheek, on some ladylike diplomacy. Really ain't me, but you won't comprehend it unless you get it how you need it. You don't comprehend it unless you get it how you need it. I won't repeat it, I can make it real pretty. I'ma cover it in glitter, dipping gold, wrapped in silver. Dress it up, I aim to please, and you know I can deliver. I realize that if I speak a certain dialect, come what you call correct, I guarantee you cut the check. I'll cover it in gold, I won't disturb it, bless. I wanna keep it 6, but I'ma put some makeup on it for you.
I wanna put 100 on it, but you gon' front up on it. Face talk, sing, okay, let's start up on it. Got your whole team, BFF, and your mama on it. I guess it's how you want it. Yep, I wanna put 100 on it, but you gon' front up on it. Face talk, sing, okay, let's start up on it. Got your whole team, BFF, and your mama on it. Now tell me how you want it. Now tell me how you want it, want it. From ramen noodles to fettuccine, I'm still putting my sauce up on it. I talk the talk, dirty south, dirty mouth, and then I floss up on it. Cause when I clean it and Listerine it, they don't get it and cough up on it. Watching them choke on the smoke when I'm just breathing and blowing charges on it. Black stock, we putting offers on it. Black cars, they putting charges on it. You better know it's good money whenever they put the best from Texas and Georgia on it. Black market shit, we own it. Boycott it till you own it. Never mind how the shit is designed. If we go Greenwood, Archer, and Pine, they dropping bombs up on it. How many hundreds does it take to buy 100 niggas? To get that selfie, you done took about 100 pictures. All on your profile, fronting for a bunch of snitches. Well, here's 100, fam. Open up a sudden business. I wanna put 100 on it, but you gon' front up on this face talk scene. Okay, let's start up on it. Got your whole team, BFF, and your mama on it. I guess that's how you want it. Huh.
Nice. That is flavor right there.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank
That
you.
is flavor. Love it.
That's
Love
good
it.
stuff, man.
Yeah.
So, at what point did you realize we're pretty good? It had to be a point when you either performed or recorded early where you said, "Oh, this isn't just hobby type music. This is we serious."
I want to answer this one because I was the last one to join this group. So there was a moment because the vocalist that is on Aurora is not me. And so there's a moment when I joined the group and we were preparing for our first show together as a group. And I was like, y'all, I don't know. But when we hit the stage at that first show, I was like, oh, this is something special. There's something about the chemistry we have on stage, the way that we work together. And just in general, just in life, like everything else that's going on outside of the music with us, we kind of, our lives are able to intertwine and we were interested in other things together. So it clicked. And I was like, oh, this is hot. I don't know what y'all talking about. But this is pretty dope. I think this will work.
Sure. The moment I felt like we were good when we started getting acclaim from people that we grew up listening to.
Nice.
Like people that we were fans of when they were shouting us out and telling us that they were fans of us. I felt like, okay, we own to something, because these people wouldn't shout us out if we were not that good.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't matter how many records we sold. When Questlove says and writes an article about you and says, hey man, these are the next group that you need to check out, and these are some guys from Houston. I don't even know who they are. I can't even pronounce their name all the way right, but this is somebody you should, you know. And I was like, oh wow. So to me, I was like, okay, well, I think we're doing the right thing. We're on the right track. We must know something, right?
Yeah,
we must be doing something right.
Yeah,
you know,
Ali Shaheed Muhammad. When Ali Shaheed Muhammad comes to Houston and wants to play your music, you know, and they want to meet you, or when Questlove comes and he shouts out Bun B, and Bun tells us personally, man, you know, these guys are always asking about y'all. So it gives us some validation that we must be on the right track.
That's big.
That's real big. I mean, I don't know if there's a bigger tastemaker and kind of in music today than Quest.
Right.
So,
yeah, because I mean, when he gave us the shout out, mind you, at that point he had already shouted out Dilla and Slum Village. Right. He had already kind of co-signed Erykah Badu, Jay Davy, or whatever, and there was a couple of other groups, and I'm like, oh wow, so that's kind of like some heavy hitters to be in the same same list with. So I was like, okay, that must mean something, you know. And so and to me, that's the fire that still burns to this day. It's like, okay, we know that we have something.
Yeah, and even here at the crib, people like Scarface, man.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
really showed us a lot of love. I mean, you know, and that's the ultimate validation when people from, you know, your hometown, show you love.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. So tell us a little bit about this track, Own It. And it's got incredible messages in it, and as well as it being just, you know, a great song in terms of the pulse of it. But tell us a little bit about the message.
It's about owning you, you know. At first we were thinking about calling it ON, like on it, and then we kind of flipped it to own it, you know, like own it. I want to put 100 on it. Put some money on it, whether it be land, whether it be how you reflect yourself, your personality. You know, each one of us, I think we just talked about different ways in how we own ourselves and own our message and our music and what we want to get across, you know?
Yeah. Now, I mentioned messages in music today because a lot of the music that we hear on the radio,
what's the radio?
I know. What is that? I know.
People still listen to that.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So tell us about that, because this is a different time in music right now, where honestly you don't necessarily hear the best of the best on the radio. So how do you feel like you guys are making your impact in light of that, and how do you feel about some of the music that's quote unquote, you know, the popular hip hop that's out there today? I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Who wanna tackle that?
I'll say this.
That's a thesis statement.
I think there's a lot to be said about the impact of social media on the music industry, and learning social media and how to use it to your advantage definitely pays off, and that's what we've seen current day with all of the artists that are being played. The only thing I honestly can say about the hip hop, the kid, like I really wish they would stop killing one another. Yeah. Like I just, so many of them have died so young. Yeah. And I'm not sure what that is or where that comes from or how to stop that. But that's the thing that sticks out the most to me, which is sad above any of their music. I'm not introduced to a lot of the new rappers until they've died, and people are like, this kid died, he's a hip hop artist, and then you go and you listen to their music. So that's one thing I will say that has definitely stuck with me way more than anything. Outside of that, I think having social media and having access to people all over the world, from, you know, the tips of your fingers, I think that's created a space where every artist can kind of do their own thing. You know, we can be exactly who we are, and we can reach out to people who want to hear exactly who we are and not have to tailor our music or tailor our sound to fit what's in at the moment, which is what radio generally was. You know, if you were trying to get on radio, you had to be commercial. You had to have a certain sound that doesn't exist anymore. And so I think that there's a new type of freedom if you look at it from that perspective that gives us the freedom to really be who we want to be as artists.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm an analog kid. So, I mean, I grew up, you know, vinyl, cassette tapes, you know, CD. I've seen all of the transitions, MP3s. You know, my biggest thing as far as specifically towards the radio is more so like the lack of diversity. Like, I think there's a lane and voice for everything. Because I remember growing up, you could hear like, you know, Fresh Prince on the radio, and then you could hear NWA, and you could hear Public Enemy. And you know, at the same time, and now it just doesn't seem like you hear that diversity and messages and diversity in sounds or whatever. But you know, where I stand is like she said, you know, our opportunities for reaching people have now been expanded. You know, I mean, through social media, through digital technology. And I'm a techie, you know, at heart. Really, I'm a nerd at heart or whatever. So I like what that presents or whatever. But you know, as far as the mainstream or the big machines, as we like to call it, I wish the people who made the decisions were really more on the pulse of what's going down on the ground, so that they can really show what all is going on. Because there's just so many overlooked artists, like really like great artists that I like know and meet like all the time. And like I'm the type of person that goes and looks and researches and or tries to find new artists. So I'm around people who expose me to new artists all the time. But everybody doesn't have that luxury or that privilege to have a circle of friends who are music nerds just like they are to be putting them on to stuff that, you know, might have went under the radar or did not get any play on the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in this day and age, man, you don't even have to look toward the radio. A lot of the artists that are popping, man, they don't even have to go through the grind of the radio like it was back in the day. You just put your music out, man. I look at it like, if it's good music, man, people will find it. It's like good food. You know?
No, that's the beauty of it, because people who are passionate about music can definitely find music now, and hopefully, you know, we're just one of the many outlets that are out there that allow
exactly. Yeah, so instead of radio, it's outlets like you guys.
Exactly. Yeah. Absolutely.
How'd the pandemic treat you guys?
You know what? It for us, because we don't just solely rely on music to make it. So I mean, you know, so far so good. Of course, we are a group that a lot of our attention comes from our live performance. The music is good, but what sells our music is our live performances. So of course, not being able to perform live was a huge setback for a group like us. But it didn't hurt us in the sense of we were like starving artists. Without that, and that's a message I would send to, you know, up and coming artists is always have a backup plan. You know, that's something our parents told us growing up. You know, I always have a plan A, but I always have a plan B. So, you know, we were still able to focus on our personal lives and get our personal careers together outside of just relying on music during the pandemic.
And even if you aren't an up and coming artist, because a lot of seasoned or very popular artists learn the hard way that even when your plan A is going well, you need to be saving up for plan B.
Absolutely.
So that's something to be said for everyone. I think we all learned that. I mean, and I've from doctors all the way down, the pandemic put a lot of people, you know, can I cuss on their ass? It was very interesting for me to see, because it's like you said, we all have different careers outside of music that kept us busy, gratefully. But, you know, really being able to watch individuals, you know, it didn't matter. Like it didn't matter. Like I watched doctors, attorneys, when the world shuts down, the whole world shuts down. Everybody stops getting paid. So it was really interesting to look and see how things changed, how people changed, how isolation changed a lot of people. And, you know, fortunately we were able to, I'm an introvert, so I didn't mind being stuck in the house away from people. I greatly enjoyed it. And I'm really sad that I can no longer use that as an excuse to not go places. But yeah, I think that it's really interesting to see how I have a nonprofit organization, so to see how the pandemic affected everyone from low income all the way up was really, really, really humbling, to be honest. It was a really humbling experience.
One thing it did show us is that we don't need entertainment and we don't need sports. Those are pleasures, because we didn't have that, and the world was still going on.
Right.
Sure.
That's a good point. Now, when we had other artists on, a lot of them struggled with their creative processes, brain freeze. You're sitting at home, and they were struggling with, trying to do their normal, coming up with new things. But you guys have an album coming out soon, so you must have managed to push through. How were you able to do that with the same mundane ritual of being stuck in the house the way you were?
I think that's the beauty of having a group. You notice in music, period, not just in hip hop, there are not a lot of groups, so we feed off each other's energy. So having a group it's like having siblings. You have more people to inspire you.
Okay. Oh, that's good. That's good, because like Quash said, there was some struggles from a lot of people. Although some people found it as a great time to kind of go to the woodshed and do their thing too.
Yeah, totally.
Well,
for me,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
This project is, it's about our experience being Black, so we've got lifetimes. So I think that the creative process would have stalled if it were about love when we was all sitting in the house alone. Then maybe we'd have had some trouble with this project. But we've lived entire lives of this experience, and so I think that made it that much easier to tap into the well and really find things to kind of pull up and write about.
Yeah, hell, read a book. You got time.
Yeah, so that's exactly. Yeah, I just tapped into other creative outlets. I was like, okay, I had a camera. I picked up my camera and started shooting more. You know what I mean? And just I did other things in other creative avenues that kind of helped fuel back to the music. And then once it clicked, once I got into that rhythm, it brought me right back into a creative space musically as well. So I think creativity shouldn't just be limited to one genre or to one sector. I think if you can kind of keep your mind open and look at the beauty and the opportunity of stillness. I mean, I think being still is like underrated. Being able to sit down and just kind of soak up. I swear to God, I never heard the birds chirp louder. Like after like a few weeks, I was like, man, I could hear everything so much clearer. You know what I mean? I was like, man, that's inspiration right there. You know what I mean? I was waking up to birds and stuff. I was like, hold up, I don't even need my alarm no more. You know what I mean? So it was like one of those kind of feelings. So I found that as inspiration to create.
So he got all deep.
Also, it depends on the kind of music you make. Like if you make club music and the club is shut down, you're not gonna have that creative boost because you're not at the club no more.
It's hard to make something to twerk to when ain't nowhere to go to work at.
That is very true. Right. Well, I don't think we didn't miss the twerking piece.
Speak for yourself, Ray.
I was about to say.
I forgot who I was talking to.
In Houston, they clearly missed it.
I heard they had some outlets. There was a drive-through place they had.
Drive-through strip club.
Yeah, they tried that. Yeah. I don't know how successful that was, but they tried it.
They figured it out.
That was crazy.
Afro ingenuity, I tell you.
So where there's a will.
Oh, I love that word, Afro ingenuity. I got to write that one down. We'll write that one down, no doubt. I want to make sure we get into your next song too. Keep on. And so I'm gonna start that, and then we're gonna talk a little bit about that one too. All right.
That one's my favorite. I just want to point that out.
Thanks, man. All right, bet.
Here we go.
Like the Georgia Mass Choir, we keep on singing.
Keep on swinging.
Keep on hustling.
Keep on singing.
Keep on moving.
Keep it Houston.
On fire like the Georgia Mass Choir, we keep on singing.
Keep on swinging.
Keep on pushing.
Keep on singing.
Keep on moving.
Keep it Houston.
Keep on singing. Keep on banging. My songs, they keep on praying so long. Ain't nothing changing between the black and the blues and the hues. We keep on swinging, strange fruit, fall close to the root. Hear what I'm saying? Like they preaching to the same folks they singing with. Space City Choir, got that vibe, can they keep it lit? One day this preacher asked me, Savvy, where's the leadership? Said, Pastor, if I tell you, I'ma need my 10%. It's the new speaker of the South, speaker speaking in tongues. Somebody put him on the horn with Minister Farrakhan. Somebody put him on the horn with Bishop John Ross. Speaking of the South, how they keeping it going from Wheeler Avenue on to Brentwood on Brook Hollow, St. John's, Antioch, rocking on Fifth Ward, Missionary Tabernacle, keep it going. Windsor Village, Miles Chapel, CME, keeping on Mount Zion, AME, Calvary, pimping on Creflo Dollar. You follow some keep singing until the walls break out in the sweat. And the HUE is that hot comb on the back of your neck. Sister Yvette, come on.
Fire like the Georgia Mass Project, we keep on singing.
Keep on swinging.
Keep on hustling.
Keep on singing.
Keep on moving.
Keep it used.
On fire like the Georgia Mass Project, we keep on singing. Keep on
swinging.
Keep on pushing.
Keep on singing.
Keep on moving.
Keep it used. Well then, rewrite when I'm right just to water me down. What's dark comes to light, I don't wear no fake crown. They peek into history and get what they need. Republish me like they the authority. This skin I'm in will always win. It's coated in phosphate, sugar, and the nitrogen. React and snap back like my finest hour. Baby, I got all the power. Polarization and respect the spirituals. I'm meaning a hymnal. Bookmark and sing this again. Ye shall not know. It's like a tree rooted right next to the water, cool breeze. The way I used to slaughter the game, cause you blew it.
Blew it. From Alameda to Lockwood, we roller skate on the rings of Saturn. So 9 either zigzag, my cornrow patterns. Kinky committed, yet hiero alphabetic. Solar connected to nigga poetics. Keep on if you got it. Get it?
On fire like the Georgia Mass Project, we keep on singing.
Keep on swinging.
Keep on hustling.
Keep on singing.
Keep on moving.
Keep it used.
On fire like the Georgia Mass Project, we keep on singing.
Keep on swinging.
Keep on pushing.
Keep on singing.
Keep on moving.
Keep it used.
It's that twang in it. It's the way that we sing when we sing in it. It's that slow, loud and bang, how we swing in it. It's that funk in the trunk, how we move in it. It's the HUE in it. It's the jazz and the soul and the blues of it. That lightning hop, ride dirty down the blocks full of whiskey shots after rockin' spots. Look and kill the cops. Pop, pop, pop goes the weasel in my nine. A black monk, state of mind, bounce, how type of grind slim. We thuggin' like we Bowen Luke, no hands that I can pose as Duke. Ellington, my orchestra of pimp players and hustlers. We're singing, swinging, banging, grooving just to make you move it to it. We rap a lot to push you through it. Right up the street, but out of space, some niggas never knew it. We keep it on and keep it Houston, welcome to it. Let's go.
On fire like the Georgia Mass Project, we keep on singing. On fire like the Georgia Mass Project, we keep on singing.
Oh man, that is fire right there.
Thank y'all.
That is fire right there.
That song is filthy, bro.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Shout out to Georgia and Mojo, man. West Coast finest, man. Yeah. Put that funk in it, you know.
Yeah, man.
So,
DJ Good Grief.
That chilling funk. DJ Good Grief out of Houston.
Wow.
With the cuts.
Man, that is that. I mean, first of all, the lyrics are off the chain. The production, as you just mentioned, is special.
Yeah, that's a bad sister, man. She's a bad sister.
That's tough, man. That's one to blast in your car all summer.
Yes,
it really is. That's
so yeah, we're gonna definitely try to promote that as much as we can. That is fire right there.
Yeah, glad that type of sound can be still appreciated in these days and these times, man. So, so that means a lot.
No doubt. I mean, there's a big market for that, man. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you got kids all sorts of ages, and obviously you got folks from the classic hip hop generation that would love that sort of sound as well. So, like I said, I'm looking forward to playing a role in promoting that, because that is true fire. So with that, you mentioned that. So these two songs are going to be on your next project.
Yeah, and by the way, we have videos out for those songs already. So if you want to go to YouTube, you can find the singles, the videos for Own It and for Keep On, as well as Media Social. We have a video for that. That's 3 of the singles from this project. And so we're ramping up, trying to decide if we're going to put out another single video or not. But the project is coming real soon, though. And all of our vinyl projects. So, yeah, we still press up vinyl. Yeah. So you can go to our label website, our label, which is Peace of Mind Entertainment. You can check us out on peaceofmind.com. That's PEACE, uniform victory, MINE.com. Yeah, so we still got that along with all of our merch as well. So
nice. All right.
So some stuff to hold you over until a new project comes.
Absolutely, man. And this, like I said, these are fire. So we're looking forward to what you got next as well. So tell us a little bit about, what you see yourselves doing. I mean, what is the next phase in your development? What's the next thing you guys want to do coming out of this pandemic? If you had kind of your druthers, what exactly would you be doing next?
Man, just continuing to make classic music that'll stand the test of time. That's one of my mission statements is to continue to make music, unfiltered music, do it the way we want to do it, the way we like to do it. That'll stand the test of time. Good music doesn't get old.
Okay. Cool.
I couldn't have said it better. More music.
All right.
Yeah. So we always create, man. So you never know. Like I said, we have music, we have apparel, we podcast. So just a bunch of different lanes that we tap into. But it always comes back to our foundation, which is the music. So that's our roots, man. We stand firmly in that. So it's gonna be some music coming. It's gonna be some videos coming. And then we just try to figure out, what else would make sense for us to channel into. So.
Well, definitely send us everything you have in a package, and we'll get together with you guys and talk about how we're going to promote. Because what we try to do is we try to promote selective artists throughout our platforms, social media, and on the website as well. And we also have a listening party coming up here in Dallas on September 18th.
Oh, cool.
If you guys are free, let us know, please, because we'd love to have you.
We need to put Dallas on the map for performing too, man.
Yeah.
So we've been wanting to come to Dallas for a while. It's been a minute since we've been out there, man. Hey, we got to make that definitely happen. So please keep us in the loop on that, and we definitely want to make it a point to be present.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll link up on that. Q, anything else on your end, my brother?
Well, make sure that you tell everybody where to find you, your music. I want to point out that I follow you on Instagram. I hope but let everyone know where they can find you, where they can get your music, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so just make sure you follow us on all the platforms. It's the HUE Life, TheHueLife. That's Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. That way you can keep in touch with us and you can follow us. And we want to hear from y'all. We want y'all to know. We want to know what y'all think about the stuff that we putting out. The photos we're taking, everything that we're doing. We want to know what y'all think about it, and we want to keep y'all, in the loop and what's going on. But if you look above our heads, it's the HUE Life. Our HUE fell off the wall, but that's where you follow us at, the HUE Life. And you can see it and find everything that all stars and all roads point back to the HUE Life. So
y'all can find the videos on YouTube. We got videos for Media Social, the 2 songs that you guys played, Keep On and On It, as well as we have some singles out on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever streaming device that you go to. We there. Just type in the HUE, TheHUE.
Right.
And look for the 3 black people, because there might be some more hues out there that ain't our hue.
You got to make sure it's
look for that dark hue.
3 black folks. Absolutely.
Right. We appreciate you guys a lot, and you got a lot of talent, and we will be watching from here on. So
appreciate y'all, man. It means a
lot. Connecting too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we appreciate you guys and look forward to the next time, and look forward to talking to you soon.
All right. Thanks for having us, man. Appreciate it.
All right.
Peace.
All right, man. That was a great group to come back to, my brother.
Yeah, absolutely. They're really good.
Yeah.
They're really really good.
They I mean, artistically they are first rate, no doubt about it. And I love the sound. I love the fact that they're bringing some diversity to the sound of Houston and to the sound of hip hop in general. So I love that.
Yeah, that was good stuff, man.
Yeah. And I know it had to be, since you had to say that's my favorite. So it takes a lot. It takes a lot to get my Q man.
Well, because I'm an old school guy. Like I'm Teddy and Tammy, so
I feel you.
And Marvin. So but no, They're good, man. I like them a lot. I like their music. It's very good.
Yep.
So
absolutely.
To have on.
So no, absolutely. So we're looking forward to connecting with them going forward in many different ways. But with that said, I want to make sure that folks know about all else that's happening in the Neo Soul Cypher world. The website is robust these days. We got a lot of great content out there. We got an article on her and some of her music that she's come out recently with. And just it's a great article that that my man did, and you got to check it out. And also, I did an article on Queen Latifah, which was a kind of follow up to all that we've been doing with the folks that have come out of that collective that started with Jungle Brothers, then started with Tribe Called Quest. And Black Sheep, and now we've got Queen Latifah, and so we wanted to make sure that we brought all those folks together and highlighted them. And then Queen Latifah, obviously being awarded the Lifetime Achievement Award at the BET Awards recently as well. Yep. And so we wanted to highlight her with respect to that as well. And then in addition to that, we also have a wonderful newsletter that we've come out with for the month of June and July. So the July edition just came out today, everybody. So please go to the site, put in your email address, and so we can hit you off with the newsletter. But with that said, thank you so much, Q. Appreciate you, my brother.
Anytime, man. I love it.
Anything else on your end, man?
Stay cool.
Okay. Now, now you had a project you were working on, though. I want to make sure we
a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff.
You want to mention anything
not yet, but one of them even involves Queen Latifah. That's all I'll say. I just got a lot of stuff happening.
Okay. All right. We'll keep that under the hat for right now. But again, appreciate you all joining us. Appreciate the HUE for joining us, and we look forward to catching up with y'all very, very soon.
Take care, everybody.
All right. Be good.